Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas. We have an app by the name CareersCloud which you can go and download through Play Store. Once you have downloaded the application, you will be able to easily log in using your Gmail ID. Once you have logged in, you will be redirected to this page where you will be getting this UI and there will be option for home, all courses, my courses and doubt section. On this application, you will be getting multiple PDFs, multiple content on daily basis that will be enhancing your learning. Our first segment is daily current affairs. We make sure to provide you current affairs on daily basis in both English as well as in Hindi content. The PDFs for the same are uploaded on our application, and apart from this, we also make sure to provide you with quizzes that will help you to revise the content after you have gone through the PDF. Next comes our weekly content. The content is also provided in both English as well as in Hindi, and here we also make sure to provide you quiz also of that past week's current affairs that will be enhancing your learning, as it is a compilation of the important topics, important MCQ questions for the last week. Similar for the monthly, the PDFs are very important. They provide you insights of various topics, as well as we also make sure to provide you the quiz of monthly questions that are very important for learning. Next, we also provide you with important PIB articles on daily basis so that you can go through these articles and have an insight about that particular topic. Not just this, we also make sure to provide you important events that are happening globally and make sure to give you the right analysis. One of the most important segment of our application is that we make sure to provide you with the correct exam analysis. When you are having exam, we make sure to provide you with previous year questions so that the student can go through the exam pattern and the syllabus and can prepare the exam accordingly based on the pattern. After the exam, we also make sure to provide you with the exam analysis. Then for the students who are preparing for state exams, they will be also beneficial here, as we will make sure to provide with state-wise current affairs for them. Apart from this, we also make sure to cover the topic-wise current affairs such as your national affairs, government schemes, international affairs, banking and finance, economy and businesses, as these are the topics from which the examiner definitely asks the question, and these are covered on the monthly basis. So friends, do check our application. It will be a one-stop solution for learning. Apart from this, friends, Careers Cloud is hiring. We are looking for candidates for subject matter experts in quants, reasoning and English, and also we are looking for a content creator for current affairs topic on daily basis, weekly basis and monthly basis. There is also an opening for a person who can translate the English content into Hindi. If you want to apply, you can scan the code here for further details, or you can go to the description and click the link below. These positions are available both in full-time and freelance for serious candidates. Also students, you can use code Vikas10 that will give you extra 10% discount on the courses that you will purchase. Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the topic March monthly. Let's start. First is, which edition of India, Mozambique and Tanzania Trilat exercise, that is IMT Trilat 2024, was conducted in March 2024. So this was the second edition of the IMT Trilat that was held in March 2024, right? And the aim here is to strengthen the cooperation between India, Mozambique and Tanzania. Then from India, INS Tir and INS Sujata took part in this exercise. Correct? Take a note of this. And the important thing is, this is the second edition of this exercise. What is the location where this exercise was held? In Zanzibar in Tanzania and Maputo in Mozambique. Moving on. Name the portal that was recently launched by the Ministry of Electronics and IT and National Internet Exchange of India to advance the vision of digital inclusion. It is BhashaNet. Right? BhashaNet is the name of the portal that was launched by the Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology and National Internet Exchange of India to advance the vision of digital inclusion. Option 3 is right here. The portal was launched during the Universal Acceptance Day India event, and this was held on 21st of March, correct? And the location where was this held is Dr. Ambedkar International Center, that is in New Delhi. And this Bhashanet, the aim here is to create multilingual internet where local language website names and email IDs work seamlessly everywhere, right? And the event was held under a theme. You need to remember the theme, that is Bhashanet, impetuous towards universal acceptance. I repeat, that is impetuous towards universal acceptance. Next, in which city ISRO conducted Pushpak reusable launch vehicle autonomous landing mission? So, ISRO recently conducted Pushpak reusable launch vehicle autonomous landing mission where? In Chitradurga, Karnataka. In Chitradurga, Karnataka, that too in the ATR, that is Aeronautical Test Range in Chitradurga. The landing is the second of the series of the experiments conducted by ISRO at ATR, with the first mission being RLV Lex 01, and this was 02 that was conducted in 2022 or 2024, right, at ATR in Chitradurga, Karnataka. Next, name the personality who has been recently selected as the India's flag bearer for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. So, Achanta Sharat Kamal has been selected as the India's flag bearer. Now tell me who has been selected as the torch bearer from India. Abhinav Bindra. He is from shooting, correct? And Achanta Sharat Kamal has been appointed as the flag bearer for Paris Olympic Games 2024, and torch bearer will be Abhinav Bindra. Correct? Here only, if I ask you who has been appointed as the chef de mission. Chef de mission. So, Mary Com has been appointed as the chef de mission for the Indian Olympic contingent. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to PM Narendra Modi's visit to Bhutan in March 2024? Among the following, all these options are rightly mentioned here. PM Modi received the Order of the Drak Gyalpo, Bhutan's highest civilian award. Then an MOU on the establishment of the Kokrajhar, that is Assam, India, and Gilifu, Bhutan rail link, and Banarhat from West Bengal, India, and Samste in Bhutan rail link between India and Bhutan also finalized. So these two rail links were finalized. That is also true. Then PM Modi announced that India will provide financial support of 10,000 crore rupees to Bhutan over the next 5 years. So this is right. Yes, it is also absolutely right. All these three options are correctly mentioned. Next is, which bank along with NPCI, that is National Payment Corporation of India, has recently launched a RuPay Smart Keychain, that is Flash Pay for contactless national common mobility card? It is Federal Bank, right? Federal Bank along with NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, launched RuPay Smart Keychain. The name is Flash Pay, right? And it was for contactless national common mobility card. Next, name the personality who has recently been awarded with the Abel Prize for mathematics. Abel Prize is basically your Nobel Prize in the field of mathematics, correct? And recently, who is the personality who was honored with the Abel Prize for mathematics? So, Michael Pierre Talleyrand, correct? He is the person and he's a French mathematician, correct? He's a 72-year-old mathematician who was awarded with the Abel Prize. Then remember, he is the 27th recipient of the Abel Prize and also the 5th Frenchman to be honored with this Abel Prize. So 72 years of age, 27th recipient, and the 5th Frenchman to be honored with Abel Prize. Next, who has been recently named as the Prime Minister of Portugal? So Luis Felipe Montenegro Cardoso de Moraes Esteves, right? He has been recently named as the Prime Minister of Portugal. And he succeeded whom? He succeeded Antonio Costa. Antonio Costa. Next, name the personality who has recently won the men's singles title at the World Table Tennis Feeder Beret 2024 held in Lebanon. It is Satya Ganeshkaran. Correct? He is the personality who recently won the men's single title at the World Table Tennis Feeder Beret Cup that was held in Lebanon. Location is also important. Where was it held? Lebanon. Right? And Satya Ganeshkaran has won the men's single title here. And he became the first ever Indian player. First ever Indian player to win the men's singles trophy at a WTT feeder series event. Next, according to the 13th edition of Huron Global Rich List 24 released in March, Mukesh Ambani has been ranked as the world's dash richest person. So Mukesh Ambani, he is the world's 10th richest person and who has topped the list for the third time in a row. So Elon Musk topped the list for third time in a row. So right option here becomes option 5, that Mukesh Ambani is on the 10th position and Elon Musk is on the first position. Net worth of Elon Musk is close to $31 billion. But now honestly telling, this data has been changed and even Mark Zuckerberg is on the third position and secured. Even Elon Musk is now on the fourth position. Right? So just because this is an old data, just to keep a check on it, remember this data was released. This was the 13th edition. We will go with the answer. This was the 13th edition of the Huron Global Rich List. So if asked about the 13th edition of the Huron Global Rich List, who secured the top position? Elon Musk secured the top position. It was for the third consecutive time and his net worth is close to $231 billion. And what was the rank of Mukesh Ambani? Mukesh Ambani was on the 10th position in this list. Next, in March, International Astronomical Union approved the name Dash for the landing site of Chandrayaan 3's Vikram lander. So what is the name that has been approved by IAU for the landing site of Chandrayaan 3's Vikram lander? So the site name that has been approved is Station Shiv Shakti. Correct? And it is for the landing site of the Chandrayaan 3's Vikram lander. The approval was given on 19th of March. Approval was given by IAU, International Astronomical Union. Next, according to India Employment Report, Youth Education, Employment and Skills published by ILO and Institute of Human Development in March, India's youth account for almost -% of the unemployed workforce in India. So India's youth account for 83% of the unemployed workforce in India. This data was released by ILO and IHD, International Labour Organization and Institute of Human Development. Correct? And they suggested and this report stated that 83% of the youths or 80 almost, if we are having 100 per unemployed youth among them or 100 unemployed people, among them 83 will be youth. Right? Next, which bank or organization has recently signed a pact with the NTPC Limited for sourcing foreign currency loans of $200 million? I repeat, which bank or organization recently signed a pact with NTPC Limited for sourcing foreign currency loans of $200 million? It is JICA, Japan International Corporation Agency. Correct? And this is for sourcing currency loans of worth $200 million. That roughly close to 1650 crore rupees. And here JBIC, they will be providing 60% of the facility and the rest will be provided by other commercial banks under JBIC guarantee. Next, according to Insurance 100 2024 report released by Brand Finance in March 2024, Dash emerged as the world's strongest insurance brand with brand value up to 0.04% to $9.8 billion. So coming back, Insurance 124 released report that was released by Brand Finance and which emerged as the world's strongest insurance brand. It is your Life Insurance Corporation of India, that is LIC. They emerged as the world's strongest insurance brand with a brand value up by 0.04% to $9.8 billion. Correct? And they have a brand strength index score of 88.3 and they have a triple A brand strength rating. Then LIC is followed by Taiwan based Cathay Life Insurance. Right? So on first is LIC and on second is Taiwan based Cathay Life Insurance. Third, Supreme Court appointed a 7-member expert committee for the preservation of the critically endangered dash. So, Supreme Court, they appointed a 7-member committee for the preservation of the critically endangered Great Indian Bustard. Next is name the portal that has recently launched by Election Commission of India to facilitate easier voting for persons with disability. Which is that portal? It is Saksham portal, right? This Saksham portal has recently launched by the Election Commission of India and it was for providing ease to the persons with disabilities that they can also vote. Correct? And for the persons above 85 years of age and person with disability with 40% of the benchmark, they will be provided the option that they can vote from home. Correct? They can vote from home. Next, name the personality who has recently won F1 Australian Grand Prix 2024. So who is that personality? Carlos Sainz Jr. Right? He is the person who recently won F1 Australian Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz Jr. He drives for which company? He drives for Ferrari. Right? And he has won the F1 Grand Prix. Who was second here? Charles Leclerc. He also drives for Ferrari. Next, Ministry of Rural Development notified a dash increase in the wage rate of workers under the Manrega for financial year 25. So remember, Ministry of Rural Development, they notified a 3 to 10% increase in the wage rates for the Manrega employees. Right? The new wage hike will be ranging from 7 to 26 rupees. They will be coming into effect from 1st of April 2024. And Goa here, they witnessed the highest hike of 10.56%. Correct? While UP and Uttarakhand, they witnessed the lowest hike of 3.04%. Next, which country's aerospace industries has recently opened their Indian subsidiary Aerospace Services India in New Delhi? So it is Israel. Correct? Israel's aerospace industries, they have recently opened their Indian subsidiary Aerospace Services India. It is in New Delhi. And this ASI, it will be working as a sole authorized OEM manufacturer for medium range surface to air missile. That is medium range surface to air missile, MRSAM. Correct? And these MRSAM will be delivered to Indian Army, Indian Air Force and Indian Navy, that is all the forces of India. And these MRSAM, they are jointly developed by IAI and DRDO along with Bharat Dynamics Limited. Next is how many sites were recently added to the UNESCO Global Geoparks network. So as of now, a total of 18 sites were recently added to the UNESCO Global Geoparks network. Additionally, a transboundary geopark spans Belgium and the Kingdom of Netherlands. Correct? With this, remember, in India, with the addition of these 18 new geoparks, India has a total network of 213. Oh, sorry, I correct. With the addition of these 18 geoparks, the total network of the geoparks in 48 countries globally is 213. So there are 213 geoparks globally. Who has been recently appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Bank of Maharashtra? So Nidhu Saxena was appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Bank of Maharashtra for a period of 3 years. Right? For how many time? For a period of 3 years. Nidhu Saxena was appointed as the MD and CEO of Bank of Maharashtra. He will replace whom? He will be replacing A.S. Rajiv. Next, name the hockey personalities who have been recently appointed as the co-chairs of International Hockey Federation's new athlete committee. So, Pratu Ravindran, that is PR Srijesh, Pratu Ravindran Srijesh and Camilla Karam. They both have been recently appointed as the co-chair of International Hockey Federation's new athlete committee. Right? And here remember Camilla Karam, she will be assigned the co-chair and athletes committee representative on the executive board, and PR Srijesh is the co-chair and he will lead the planning and meeting alongside with Camilla Karam. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the recent steps taken by SEBI in March? If we look at the option, all these options are rightly mentioned. SEBI launched the beta version of T+0 rolling statement cycle, right? That is the same day transaction settlement on an optional basis in addition to the existing T+1 settlement cycle in the equity cash market. Then T+2 trade settlement, T+0 trade settlement cycle allows same day settlement of the stock trades instead of 1 day settlement period of T+1. The beta version of the T+0 settlement was introduced for a limited set of 25 scripts with a limited number of brokers. So all of these are rightly mentioned. Next is IRDAI has mandated that all insurance policies should be issued in electronic form with effect from 1st of April. Right? That means from 1st of April, all the insurance policies will be issued in the electronic format. Right? And the process of acquiring and managing insurance policies electronically is known as e-insurance. Next, Basirao Diomaye Diakhar Faye was elected as the president of Senegal. Direct question, remember it. And he became the 5th president of Senegal. Next, according to trends in the International Arms Transfer 2023 released by Swedish think tank SIPRI in March, Dash country was the world's top arm importer for the period 2019 to 23. So our India was the largest arm importer in the world, top arm importer in the world as per the SIPRI report. This was for the period 2019 to 2023. And India's imports increased by 4.7% compared to the period 2014 to 2018. Correct? And Saudi Arabia and Qatar, right? They are the second and third. That is Saudi Arabia second and Qatar the third largest importers in the world. Which are the 3 largest exporters globally? USA, followed by France, followed by China, or followed by Russia. Russia is the 3rd largest arm exporter in the world. Next, which organization has recently signed $181 million loan agreement with the Ministry of Finance for the Ahmedabad Peri-Urban Livability Improvement Project? It is Asian Development Bank, right? Asian Development, that is Ministry of Finance and Asian Development Bank. They have signed a loan worth $181 million for Ahmedabad Peri-Urban Livability Improvement Project. Right option, Asian Development Bank. And the total finance, remember, here will be worth $316.9 million. Next, which country's PhonePe Payment Service Limited recently partnered with NPCI International Payment System of India to launch cross-border unified payment interface transaction? It is of Nepal, right? Nepal's PhonePe Payment Service Limited recently partnered with NPCI International, that is your NIPL, that is NPCI International Payment Systems Limited, and it is of India, and it is to launch cross-border UPI transactions between India and Nepal. This initiative was unveiled during the Global FinTech Fest. And where was this Global FinTech Fest? When was it held? It was held in September 2023. Next, which of the following personalities have recently taken the charge as the new election commissioner in the Election Commission of India? So, Ganesh Kumar and Sukhbir Singh Sandhu. These are the 2 new personalities who have taken charge as the election commissioners of the Election Commission of India. Next, which cricket team have recently won their 42nd Ranji Trophy title by defeating Vidarbha? So, it is Mumbai. Correct. Mumbai's cricket team has recently won the 42nd Ranji Trophy title by defeating Vidarbha. Right? Take a note of this. Important. And this marks Mumbai's team's 42nd trophy since 2016. Right, if we talk about Ranji Trophy, this was the 89th edition of the Ranji Trophy and 42nd win for Mumbai's team. Next, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has constituted a 16-member expert committee. This 16-member expert committee will be headed by whom to review the implementation of Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana in March 2024. So this 16-member committee will be headed by Vinod Kumar Paul, right? And it is to review the implementation of the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Next, which company has recently launched Agray and Akshay? So Agray is the 5th and Akshay is the 6th ship of the anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft project of the Indian Navy in Kolkata, West Bengal. This was launched. Now the question asked you here is that which is that company that has launched this Agray and Akshay? So it is GRSE. GRSE, that is your Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited. Correct, they have launched Agray and Akshay, that is the 5th and the 6th ship of the anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft project of the Indian Army in Kolkata, West Bengal. This was launched. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the India's TechAid Chips for Viksit Bharat program held in March 2024? So among these options, option A and option B is right. Option C is wrongly mentioned here, right? Option A is saying PM Modi virtually addressed India's TechAid Chips for Viksit Bharat and laid the foundation stone for setting up 3 semiconductor projects worth 1.25 lakh crore rupees. So absolutely right. Second is Dholera Semiconductor Fabrication Facility will be set up by Tata Electronics Private Limited for setting up semiconductor fabs in India at Dholera, Gujarat. Now coming to option C, it is saying the Moregaon OSAT facility will set up the CG Power and Industrial Solutions for semiconductor assembly, testing, marking and packaging, that is ATMP in Mizoram. Is it correct? So it is the Moregaon OSAT facility and it will be setting up this TEPL under Modified Scheme for Semiconductor Assembly, and it will be in the Moregaon, Assam, not in Mizoram. It will be in Moregaon, that is in Assam, right? Correct this, not in Mizoram, in Assam it will be. So now option 3 becomes right. And the total investment here will be about 27,000 crore rupees. Next, who was elected as the new president of FIEO, that is Federation of Indian Export Organization, in March 2024? So Ashwini Kumar was elected as the new president of Federation of Indian Export Organization. He will succeed whom? He will be succeeding Dr. A. Sakti Vel. Right? He completed his tenure as the president of FIEO and now Ashwini Kumar will be the new president of FIEO. Next, which of the following companies has recently signed a non-financial MOU with the Ministry of Rural Development to enhance livelihood interventions of Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission? So that is Bharat Financial Inclusions Limited. This is the company that recently signed a non-financial MOU with the Ministry of Rural Development to enhance livelihood interventions of Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission. Next, the Indian Army contingent, the Gorkha Rifles, participated in which edition of the joint military exercise Lamitya held between Indian Army and Seychelles Defence Force in Seychelles? This is the location where this exercise was held, Lamitya 24. So this was the 10th edition of the Lamitya 24 held between Indian Army and your Seychelles Defence Force. Take a note of this, important. Correct? 10th edition. Next is which defense sector or government agency recently launched STAG, STEAG, Signal Technology Evaluation and Adaptation Group. This is the first of its kind specialized technology unit to enhance the communication infrastructure. So it is this STAG, it is of Indian Army, that is Signals Technology Evaluation and Adaptation Group, and this is the first of its kind specialized technology unit to enhance the communication infrastructure in New Delhi. And this STAG unit will be with a strength of almost 280 personals, and they will be operating under the Signals Directorate, and the unit will be based in New Delhi. And this is not a new rising. The Indian Army has transformed 21 signal groups with fresh mandate as stack. Next, what was the theme of the International Day of Happiness 24 that was observed across the globe on 20th of March 2024? So, happier together. Happier together, this is the theme of the International Day of Happiness that was observed across the globe on 20th of March. Happier together is the theme here, and the first ever International Day of Happiness was observed in the year 2013. Next, which states' 6 heritage sites were recently included in the tentative list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites? So, 6 heritage sites of Madhya Pradesh were added to the tentative list of UNESCO's World Heritage Sites, right? And India has 57 sites in UNESCO's tentative list of heritage site. Next, in which state 3F Oil Palm Private Limited has recently started their operation of India's first integrated oil palm processing unit? It is Arunachal Pradesh, right? Arunachal Pradesh 3F Oil Palm Private Limited, they recently started their operation of India's first integrated oil palm processing unit. And this factory, it marks the first oil palm factory in Arunachal Pradesh, and the India's first oil palm factory under the National Mission of Edible Oils. Correct? Here, remember this this Arunachal Pradesh, they offer 1,30,000 hectares of suitable land for the palm cultivation here. Next, which country has recently signed $23.27 million line of credit agreement with the Export-Import Bank of India for the procurement of 2 Dornier aircraft? And these are the Dornier 228 aircraft that was gifted by India to Sri Lanka, right? And when it was first gifted for surveillance, it was brought back to India for maintenance. Then during that time, another Dornier 228 was gifted to Sri Lanka for their surveillance purpose. And coming back, which country recently signed this $23.27 million line of credit with Exim Bank for the procurement of 2 Dornier aircraft? It will be Guyana. Next, name the governor who has taken additional charge as the governor of Telangana and lieutenant governor of Puducherry. So, CP Radhakrishnan, right? He has taken the additional charge as the governor of Telangana and lieutenant governor of Puducherry in March 2024. Correct? Next, when was the World Sparrow Day observed across the globe? So, World Sparrow Day was observed on 20th of March 2024 across the globe, and there was a theme for this that you need to remember: I love sparrows. I love sparrows. Next, which company has been recently designated as Miniratna Category 1 CPSE by the Ministry of Power? It is Grid Controller of India Limited, right? It has been designated as Miniratna Category 1 CPSE by the Ministry of Power. And for the criteria to be a Miniratna Category 1, they must have a profit in the last 3 years and the pre-tax profit of 30 crore rupees in at least one of the 3 years. Then you are considered to be known as Miniratna Category 1. Next, name the Indian Securities and Commodities Exchange Company that has recently signed an MOU with Jakarta Futures Exchange for knowledge sharing and regional development. Which is it? It is Multi Commodity Exchange of India Limited. This is the Indian Securities and Commodities Exchange Company that recently signed an MOU, and this MOU was signed with JFX, that is your Jakarta Futures Exchange for knowledge sharing and regional development. Next, who was elected as the chairman of the Indian Banks Association for the term 23 to 24? So, Mamta Venkata Rao has been selected as the chairman of the IBA, that is Indian Banks Association. Mamta Venkata Rao, Matam Venkata Rao will succeed whom? Will be succeeding Atul Kumar Goyal. Right, Atul Kumar Goyal, who was the MD and CEO of Punjab National Bank and also served as the IBA chairperson from 22 to 23. Next is name the union minister who who has been given additional charge of the Ministry of Food Processing Industries in March 2024. So, who was he? Who was given the additional charge of the Ministry of Food Processing Industries in March? So, right option is option 1, Kiran Rijiju. He is a Union Minister of Earth Science and given the additional charge of the Ministry of Food Processing Industries. Next, who was appointed as the Prime Minister of Palestinian Authority in March? So, Mohammad Mustafa was appointed as the Prime Minister of Palestinian Authority in March. He succeeded whom? He succeeded Mohammad Satya. Mohammad Satya. Next, in March, Prabowo Subianto was elected as the president of which country? He was elected as the president of Indonesia. And he is scheduled to become the 8th president of Indonesia. And he will succeed whom? He will be succeeding Joko Widodo. Next, which of the following organizations along with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have recently pledged nearly $600 million towards eliminating cervical cancer? So, which of the following organization? It is World Bank and UNICEF. Correct? These two organizations, they along with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they have pledged nearly $600 million for eliminating cervical cancer. And the funding includes $400 million over 3 years by World Bank and the rest $180 million from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Next, which country's central bank has recently signed an MOU with RBI to promote the use of local currencies of both countries? So, Bank of Indonesia and India's Central Bank of Indonesia and Reserve Bank of India. These two organizations, they collaborated together and they signed an MOU where they will be promoting the use of the local currencies of both these countries in order to enhance the trade between them. So, Indonesian Rupiah, that is IDR, and INR, that is Indian Rupees, the trade between these two local currencies will be enhanced under this collaboration. Next, who has been recently named for the Pritzker Architecture Prize 2024? So, Reiken Yamamoto of Japan, right? He has been named as the named for the Pritzker Architecture Prize. This Pritzker Architecture Prize is the highest honor given in the field of architecture, and Reiken Yamamoto, he became the 53rd laureate to be honored with Pritzker Architecture Prize and the 9th Japanese architecture to win this prize. This prize includes a cash prize of $100,000 and a bronze medallion. Next, in March, Vadodara Municipal Corporation, that is a civic body of Gujarat, has raised dash amount by issuing Asia's first certified green municipal bond for sustainable water infrastructure. So, Vadodara Municipal Corporation, that is the civic body of Gujarat, it has raised how much amount? It raised 100 crore rupees. It raised 100 crore rupees by issuing Asia's first certified green municipal bond for sustainable water infrastructure. Right? And here, the coupon rate or the interest rate that will be provided here will be of 7.9%. Next, which state government has recently launched India's first government-owned OTT platform C-Space? And we have discussed this multiple times. This C-Space is of which state? It is of Kerala. Kerala owns this first OTT platform C-Space. OTT platforms are such as your Netflix, your Amazon Prime, right? And so on. Correct? And it is your Kerala State Film Development Corporation that owns this C-Space. Who is the Chief Minister of Kerala? Pinarayi Vijayan. Next, which country has recently joined NATO as an alliance? Correct, as their 32nd member. So, NATO. Which country became the 32nd member of NATO? It is Sweden. Sweden became 32nd member of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Next, how many winners have recently won first National Creators Award presented by Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi in March? So, a total of 23 creators was awarded with the National Creators Award. That was the first ever edition, or we can say the inaugural edition of the National Creators Award. Right, there were 23 winners, 3 were international winners, right, and 20 in 20 categories they were awarded. The event for this, where was this held? At Bharat Mandapam, that is in New Delhi. Next, in March, Cabinet Committee on Security approved funds worth how much amount for an indigenous 5th generation advanced medium combat aircraft fighter jet project for the Indian Army. So CCS approved the fund worth 15,000 crore rupees, and it is for indigenous 5th generation advanced medium combat aircraft fighter jet for the Indian Air Force. Right, and AMCA, that is advanced medium combat aircraft, correct, this project aims to develop first 5 prototypes over the next 5 years, that is by 2030, with first prototype of this AMCA that will be rolling out in 2026. Next, in March, India and European Free Trade Association signed a trade and economic partnership agreement committing an investment amount of $100 billion over the next 15 years. So India and European Free Trade Association, they together signed this TEPA, that is Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement, that is committing $100 billion over the next 15 years. And the aim is to create almost 1 million job opportunities or employment in India. Next, SEBI, they introduced amendments to the Real Estate Investment Trust, that is REITs Regulation 2014, namely SEBI REIT Amendment Regulation 2024. And here the initial offering for an SM REIT requires a minimum subscription amount of how much amount? Of a minimum of 10 lakh rupees per investor. Here SM REITs, they can raise funds starting from 50 crore rupees by issuing units to a minimum of 200 investors here, and the initial offering amount for SM REIT requires a minimum subscription amount of 10 lakh rupees per investor. Correct, that is usually lower than that was earlier 25 lakh rupees. Next, which country or organization has recently recognized with the Measles and Rubella Champion Award by Measles and Rubella Partnership? Which is that organization? That is India's Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, right? Recognized as the Measles and Rubella Champion by the Measles and Rubella Partnership. Next, in March, India successfully conducted the first flight test of an indigenously developed Agni 5 blasting missile with MIRV technology under DAS mission. So, India, they successfully conducted the first test of Agni 5 blasting missile that is equipped with MIRV technology. MIRV is multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle. This technology and this Agni 5 blasting missile with this MIRV technology was under which mission? It was under mission Divyastra. Right, under mission Divyastra, and Divyastra means here divine weapon. Divine weapon. Correct. Where was it tested from? It was tested from APJ Abdul Kalam of the coast of Odisha. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the Anthony De Mello Trophy 24 held from January to March 2024? So among these options, all these 3 options are rightly mentioned. Indian men's test cricket team led by Rohit Sharma won the Anthony De Mello Trophy 24 by defeating England. Correct. Ravichandran Ashwin played his 100th test for India in the 5th test against England at Dharamshala, where he also took 5 wickets in the second inning. Absolutely right. And the third is with 712 runs, Yashasvi Jaiswal surpassed Virat Kohli's record for the most runs, that is 655 in a test series against England. So all these 3 options are rightly mentioned. Next, in March, Ministry of Defence signed a dash deal with Big Bang Boom Solutions Private Limited under the Innovations for Defence Excellence Initiative for anti-drone systems to Indian Army and Indian Air Force. So, Ministry of Defence, they have signed a 200 crore rupees deal. It was with Big Bang Boom Solutions Private Limited, and it was under the IDEX, that is Innovation for Defence Excellence Initiative for developing of the anti-drone system for Indian Army as well as for Indian Air Force. Correct. Next is Panama. It became the dash member of International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance headquarters is in Gurugram, Haryana. Project director here is Ajay Mathur, right? And 97th country to join International Solar Alliance is Panama, right? Take a note of this. And also remember, this became the 97th country to join it and 119th country or signatory country that they are in position or there is a chance that they can join it, it is your Malta. Next, name the bank that recently launched India's first contactless payment wearable. So it is IndusInd Bank, right? They have recently launched India's first contactless payment wearable. Take a note of this. And the name of this contactless payment wearable is Indus Pay Wear. Correct? Launched by IndusInd Bank. Next, in March, SIDBI, they have received the Green Climate Fund's approval for their first anchored project, that is the Avana Sustainability Fund, that was valued at $120 million. I repeat, SIDBI, they secured the approval from the Green Climate Fund for their first anchored project, that is the Avana Sustainability Fund, that is valued at $120 million. Next is who has recently sworn in as the 14th president of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan for the second time. So Asif Ali Zardari, he has been recently sworn in as the 14th president of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and that is for the second time. Previously, he served as the 11th president of Pakistan from 2008 to 2013. Correct? And now he is the 14th president of Pakistan. Next, which of the following Indian badminton players have recently won the men's double title at the finals of the Yonex French Open held in Paris, France? So, Swastik Sairaj Ranikreddy and Chirag Sethi. These are the two Indian badminton players who have recently won the men's double title at the finals of the Yonex French Open 2024 held in Paris, France. Right? Who won the men's singles title? It was won by Shi Yu Qi of China. Who won the women's single title? It was won by An Si Young. She's of South Korea. Correct? And we have seen men's double won by Swastik Sairaj Ranikreddy and Chirag Sethi. Satvik Sairaj Ranikreddy and Chirag Sethi. Next, according to Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance data released in March 24, one-year time deposit scheme has remained unchanged with the interest rate of dash for the first quarter of fiscal year 25. So it is at 6.9%. Right? Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the winners of the 96th Academy Awards, that is of Oscars 24, announced in March? If we look at the option, all these three options are rightly mentioned here. Christopher Nolan's directorial Oppenheimer movie won the 7 Oscars, including Best Picture Award, Best Director and Best Actor. Absolutely right. Second, Poor Things won 4 awards, including Best Actress, Production Design, Makeup and Hairstyling and Costume Design. And Billie Eilish and her brother Finneas O'Connell won the Best Original Song Award for What Was I Made For from the Barbie movie. So all these three options are rightly mentioned here. Next, PM Narendra Modi launched Pradhan Mantri Samajik Uttham Evam Rozgar Adharit Jan Kalyan, that is PM Suraj National Portal, and it is for the disadvantaged communities by Dash Ministry. So PM Modi launched this PM Suraj, correct, that is Pradhan Mantri Samajik Uttham Evam Rozgar Adharit Jan Kalyan National Portal, and it was for the disadvantaged communities. Question asked is, it was released by which ministry? It was released by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Correct? Take a note of this. Right? And the aim here is to provide the sanctioned credit assistance to 1 lakh entrepreneurs from the socially disadvantaged sections to help them grow, to provide them credit for their small businesses and to help them grow. Next, the Ministry of Home Affairs officially designed dash of every year as the Hyderabad Liberation Day. So 17th of September has been designated every year as the Hyderabad Liberation Day. Correct? And the day marks the integration of the princely state of Hyderabad into Indian Union in 1948. Next, in March, L&T Finance Holdings Limited signed a loan agreement with JICA, that is Japan International Corporation Agency, for dash amount to improve the financial access in India's lagging states. So, L&T Finance Holding Limited, they sign a loan agreement with JICA for $125 million for improving the financial access in India's lagging states. right? The project was arranged by Asian Development Bank, and the lagging states here include 10 states of India such as Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan, Tripura, UP, and West Bengal. Correct? And these are the states with the poverty rates above 10%. These are the lagging states. Next, who has recently won the Miss World 2024 title at the 71st Miss World pageant? So, Kristina Sizova has of Czech Republic has won the Miss World 2024 title, and it was during the 71st Miss World pageant. Correct. Where was this 71st Miss World pageant held? This was held at Geo World Convention Center. Where is it? It is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Correct. Next is during the RBI's Financial Literacy Week. Here RBI launched the Financial Literacy Ideathon for postgraduate students currently enrolled in the recognized educational institutions. Question asked is, what is the theme of the FLW, that is Financial Literacy Week 24, which is being observed from 26th of Feb to 1st of March 2024. So theme is being asked to here. What is the theme? Make a right start, become financially smart. This is the theme for the Financial Literacy Week, right? And Financial Literacy Week is being observed from 26th of Feb till 1st of March. This question can be also asked that till which dates we are observing this Financial Literacy Week. And during this, a Financial Literacy Ideathon was organized for postgraduate students. Next, according to the 12th edition of the International Intellectual Property Index released by US Chamber of Commerce in Feb, India has retained which position? India retained the 42nd position with an overall score of 38.64%, whereas in this index of the International Intellectual Property Index, USA, they secured the first position. So right option here becomes option 2. Next, who has recently become the first Indian citizen to be conferred with the title of the Knight Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire under King Charles III reign? So Sunil Bharti Mittal, right? He became the first Indian citizen to be conferred with the Knight Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire under the King Charles III, and this was for his contribution for the service to the United Kingdom and India business relation. That means to enhance the relation between India and to enhance the business relations between India and UK. Next, DRDO successfully conducted the flight test of Very Short Range Air Defense System missile, a man-portable air defense system, MANPAS. And where DRDO successfully conducted the flight test of this Very Short Range Air Defense System missile, it was in Chandipur, Odisha. Next is in Feb, RBI, they revised the regulatory framework for Bharat Bill Pay payment system based on a review of developments in the payment landscape. The revised directions called RBI BBPS Directions 2024 will be applicable from which date? They will be applicable from 1st of April 2024. Next, which bank or financial company has recently signed an MOU with NPCI International Payment Limited to transform cross-border payments using UPI platform? It is Eurobank SA, right? This is the financial or this is the bank that they have partnered with NIPL. NIPL is your NPCI International Payment Limited, and it is to basically transform the cross-border payments using the UPI platform. Correct? Next, who was recently appointed as the part-time chairman of Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank? So S. Ravindran, right? He was appointed as the part-time chairman of Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank Limited. Correct? Take a note of this. Next, in which city? Samudra Lakshmana 24, the third edition of India-Malaysia Maritime Exercise was held from 28th of Feb to 2nd of March. So question asked is about the location where this exercise Samudra Lakshmana was held. So this exercise was held in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. It was between India and Malaysia. Next, which of the following countries have recently become the members of World Trade Organization, that is WTO? So Union of Comoros and Democratic Republic of Timor Leste. Correct? They both, these are the two countries, they have recently become the members of World Trade Organization. The signing ceremony for this was held during the WTO's 13th Ministerial Conference that was hosted by UAE, and it was held in UAE, Abu Dhabi. Correct? And here remember, with the accession of Comoros and Timor-Leste, the total number of WTO members is 166. Next, which university has recently topped the medal tally of the 4th edition of Khelo India University Games with a total of 71 medals held in the northeastern region of India? It is Chandigarh University, right? They have recently topped the 4th edition of Khelo India University Games. They were held in the northeastern region. They were held from 17 to 29th of Feb, and Chandigarh University topped here with 71 medals, where 32 were gold, 18 were silver, and 21 were bronze. Right? Take a note of this. And Lovely Professional University on the second position. If we talk about Khelo India University Games, what was the mascot here? Mascot of Khelo India University Games, Ashta Lakshmi is the mascot here. This means a butterfly. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to PM Narendra Modi's visit to Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra in Feb? If we look at, all these 3 points are rightly mentioned. PM Modi visited Vikram Sarabhai Space Center in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, and inaugurated 3 major space infrastructure projects worth 1,800 crore rupees. Second, PM Modi inaugurated India's first indigenous green hydrogen fuel cell inland waterway vessel under Harit Nauka initiative in Tuticorin, Tamil Nadu, and PM Narendra Modi inaugurated various infrastructure projects related to the road, rail and irrigation worth more than 4,900 crore rupees during the public programs held in Yavatmal in Maharashtra. So all these 3 points are rightly mentioned. Next, according to the report Status of Leopards in India, released by Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav, who is our Union Minister of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It was released in March, and it is asked that the leopard population in India has risen by how much percent if we took data from 2018 to 2022. So we have seen that an increase of leopard population of almost 8% from 2018 to 2022. Right? And Madhya Pradesh have the highest population of leopard with 3,907 leopards found in Madhya Pradesh. Next, according to the 10th edition of Women Business and Law 2024 report released by World Bank Group in March, India has climbed to dash place out of 190 countries in the index. So according to the 10th edition of the Women Business Law report released by World Bank, India has climbed to 113th position out of 190 countries in this index. And the index shows that the women enjoys just 60% of the legal rights that are granted to man. And if we talk about the global average here is 64.2. That means if 100% rights are enjoyed by men, women are enjoying just 60% in India, and globally it is 64.2%. Next, in which state Union Minister of Steel Jyotiraditya Scindia has recently inaugurated India's first green hydrogen plant in stainless steel sector? So it is the state of Haryana, right? In Haryana, Jyotiraditya Scindia has recently inaugurated India's first green hydrogen plant in stainless steel sector. Next, name the Indian naval ship that was recently commissioned by Indian Navy at Minicoy, the southernmost island of Lakshadweep. So what is the name of that INS? It is INS Jatayu, right? This was the Indian naval ship commissioned by Indian Navy at Minikon Island in the southernmost island in Lakshadweep, and it was commissioned by Admiral R. Hari Kumar, who is our Chief of Naval Staff. Next friends, I am giving you this question as your homework. I want everyone to comment below the answer. Take a screenshot of it, and I want all the students watching this video to comment below the answer of this in the homework section. Next friends, these were your important current affairs for the month of March. Now let's move to some revision part that will be very beneficial for your learning. SpaceX rocket, that is Falcon 9, they launched Axiom Space Axiom Mission 3, that is AX3, and this Axiom mission they carried Turkey's first astronaut Alper to the International Space Station. So Falcon 9 rocket was used to launch AX-3 mission, that is Axiom Space Mission 3, and it was carrying first astronaut. This astronaut was of Turkey, and it was carried into International Space Station. Next, Dash became the second Indian man to win gold at the Asian Marathon Championship. Man Singh, right? He became second Indian to win gold at the Asian Marathon Championship. Correct? Who was the first Indian man? Gopi Thonakal was the first Indian to win Asian Marathon Championship in 2017. Next, name the company that recently awarded with the Southern Region's Naraka's Official Language Award for 22-23. It is BDL. Bharat Dynamics Limited was recently awarded with the Southern Range Naraka's Official Language Award for 22-23. Next, which country has recently elected as the first vice chair of the SCM of Food and Agriculture Organization of UN Committee on Fisheries? So which country is it? It is India. Has been elected as the first vice chair of the subcommittee on fisheries management of the FAO of UN Committee on Fisheries. It is India. And here India has been elected here for a term of 2 years. Correct? Then Indian delegation was led here by J. Balaji. Mark this also. Next, which state's Kachai Kharek has recently got the GI tag from the GI registry? It is Gujarat. This product, Kachai Kharek, it is from Gujarat, and it is a dates. Khajur in Hindi, right? Next, which IIM, which Indian Institute of Management recently collaborated with the Strategy, Perspective Planning and Monitoring Committee of the ICAI to develop ICAI Vision 2049. So indirectly we can say this ICAI Vision 2049, this was developed by which organization? So it was developed by IIM Ahmedabad, correct, and they collaborated with this Strategic Perspective Planning and Monitoring Committee of ICAI to develop this ICAI Vision 2047. Here ICAI, they aims to become a global recognized leader in this field of accountancy. Next, during the visit of Union Minister of External Affairs Dr. S. Jaishankar to Iran in January, Persian, that is Farsi, became the dash classical language of India. Remember, Farsi became the 9th classical language of India. Next, classical languages are in the 8th schedule also. Mark this also. Next, in January, Dash became the first Indian bank to execute an export finance transaction on the International Trade Financing Service platform of RXIL Global IFSC Limited. It is Yes Bank. Right? It became the first Indian bank to execute an export finance transaction on the ITFS of RXIL Global IFSC Limited. Next, in January, chairperson of SEBI, Madhabi Puri Bak, has launched 2 unique multilingual initiatives that are named Multilingual CAS and Buddy Sahayata 2047 chatbot for Dash organization. Right? It was for whom? This was for, tell me the name, Central Depository India Service Limited. Right? Launched by Madhabi Puri Bak. Correct? And these initiatives will basically aim to promote the ease of doing business among investors. Here, report in this multilingual CAS, consolidated statement will provided in multiple languages, and under this Buddy Sahayata 24/7 chatbot, it is a chatbot that will be solving your problems. It will be basically a AI customer based, right? You will be helped with various services and platforms with customer services. Next, name the new individual saving deferred annuity plan that has recently launched by the LIC. Which is it? What is the name of that plan that was launched by LIC? Deferred annuity pension plan. The name here is Jeevan Dhara 2 Plan 872. This was launched. And this plan will be available for sale from 22nd of January. Next, Admiral R. Hari Kumar, the Chief of Naval Staff, recently flagged off Indian Navy Chadar Trek, that is a frozen Janskar River Ladakh expedition in Dash. in INS Shivaji. Right, I repeat, Chief of Naval Staff flagged off Indian Navy Chadar track expedition in INS Shivaji. Next, Minister of State Rao Inderjit Singh, that comes under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, launched MPLADS mobile application in New Delhi. So they launched the MPLADS application. The name of that application is Sakshi. It is the mobile application of MPLADS, right? Sakshi. Right, mark this important. Now what does this Sakshi stands for? This question can also be asked to you. What does this Sakshi application is? Basically this application aims to provide transparency, accessibility and efficiency for all the members of parliament, correct, as they will be making decisions. Here this application will help them to provide analysis of data. All the records will be provided here, all the previous data will be there, so that the decision making for these member of parliament becomes easy. So application is Sakshi. Next, name the bilateral exercise that was conducted between Indian Navy and Royal Thai Navy. That is exercise Ayutthaya. This is the name of the exercise. This is a bilateral exercise conducted between Indian Navy and Royal Thai Navy, that is between India and between Thailand. This exercise was conducted. This was the 36th edition of this exercise that was conducted, correct, and this was a part of Indo-Thai Corpet, correct. This 36th edition, this was a Corpet exercise. We all know what is Corpet, coordinated patrol, and it was the 36th edition of Indo-Thai Corpet exercise. Then from Indian side, remember which Indian naval ship took part in this exercise? It was INS Kulish that took part in this particular exercise. Next, NHAI launched One Vehicle, One Fastag initiative to discourage the user's behavior of using a single fastag for multiple vehicles. In order to remove the habit of various individuals who are using just one single fastag for their various vehicles, this initiative, One Vehicle, One Fastag initiative, was launched. It was launched by NHAI, National Highway Authority of India. Now the question asked here is that under this initiative, fastags will incomplete KYC to get deactivated or blacklisted by banks post dash. So all the fastags that have incomplete KYC will be deactivated and blacklisted by the banks post which date? It will be post 31st of January 2024. All the fastags that do not have their KYC done. And what is KYC? Know your customer. KYC is your know your customer. So if any fastag with no KYC, that fastag will be deactivated. IMD, India Meteorological Department, celebrated their 150th Foundation Day. Here IMD developed an in-house web geographic information system based integrated decision support system called Weather Analysis and Forecast Dash System. So basically this WAFES, this was developed by IMD. This is an in-house web geographic information system, right? Now the question asked here is that what is this integrated decision support system called? It is called WAVES. What is the full form of WAVES? WAFES. Weather Analysis Forecast Enabling System, right? Mark this. Next, as per the third advance estimate of area and production of various horticulture crops for 22-23 that was released by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare in January 2024, the estimation of the total horticulture production for 22-23 is dash tons. It is how much tons? 355.25 million tons. Right, so it is Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. They released this third advance estimate of area and production of various horticulture crops report, and here the estimation of the total horticulture production for 22-23 is 355.25 million tons, and this shows an increase of 2.32 tons from the past year of 21-22. Next, in which states Ash Krishnan, Secretary of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, recently launched India's first Graphene Center, that is Indian Innovation Center for Graphene and Center of Excellence in Intelligent Internet of Things Sensors. So it is Kerala. They have launched two things. First is your first graphene center, and second is your center of excellence in intelligent internet of things. So this center of excellence and this first graphene center, they both will be located where? They are in Kochi, Kerala. Next, as per the 18th Global 500 2024 annual report released by Brand Finance in January, Reliance Jio ranked Dash among the world's strongest brands in 2024, while Dash company has topped the list. So we are talking about the 18th edition of the Global 500 2024 Brand Finance report released by Brand Finance. This talks about the strongest brands globally, and Reliance Jio, it is the 17th most famous brand globally, whereas WeChat secured the first position globally. So right option here becomes option 2. Next, according to 2024 military strength ranking released by Global Firepower in January, India is ranked as the fourth most powerful military in the world, whereas USA secured the top position. USA on top position, right? Then India is on fourth position. Then USA is followed by Russia. Then China, and fourth position is with India. So right option is option 5. Next, which bank has recently signed an MOU with IREDA to establish a platform for co-lending and loan syndication for a wide range of renewable energy projects across India? It is Indian Overseas Bank. Right? They signed an MOU with IREDA. Correct? Next, name the bank that recently launched a special retail short-term deposit scheme with higher interest rate for domestic term deposits to residents and non-resident ordinary and resident senior citizens for 360 days. So this Bob 360 term deposit scheme, right? It was launched by Bob, that is Bank of Baroda. And the offer rate of interest, or we can say the interest here, is up to 7.6% per annum, and we can see an increase of 0.5% for senior citizens. Which country has recently signed an agreement with Khanij Bidesh India Limited to explore and develop 5 lithium brine blocks? So Khanij Bidesh India Limited, Kabil, right? Which country signed an agreement with Kabil to explore and develop 5 lithium brine blocks, that is with Argentina? We know lithium is used in what is brine and lithium? First of all, lithium, we know in Jammu and Kashmir also reserves of lithium were discovered, and lithium's monopoly is with China. It is one of the main important source of developing electric vehicles, batteries, not just electric vehicle, we can say for batteries, rechargeable batteries. And brine is basically a solution of lithium and water. Correct? Next, which company has recently signed an MOU with NPCI International Payments Limited to expand the UPI globally? It is Google Pay India, right? Google Pay India, they recently signed an MOU with NPCI International, and it is to expand UPI globally in different parts of the world. Now we are seeing that in different countries such as your UAE, then France, even in UK in multiple locations, we are enhancing or we are using this UPI. There is a very interesting fact, let me tell you. My friends, those who are in different countries, when they come to India and they use UPI, and after developing that habit of using UPI in India, and they go back to their own countries, let's say for example some are from USA, some are from Canada, they go there and they, even when we discuss about this, they say that they miss this facility UPI there, because it is such a good way of transacting money, for paying money for the services or the products that you buy, and they miss this UPI facility where they live right now. So in future we can see global adoption of this UPI, as it is one of the very interesting way of payment that has helped India's economy also, right? Next, who has recently appointed managing director and CEO of DCB Bank? So Praveen Achutan Kutti, he has been recently appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of DCB Bank Limited. He will succeed whom? He will be succeeding Murali M. Natarajan, who is the current MD and CEO of DCB Bank, and he is in current position since 2009. Next, CCI approved the proposed amalgamation of Shriram Ally Holding Private Limited with Dash Company. So CCI, they have approved the amalgamation of Shriram Holding Private Limited with Shriram Life Insurance Company. Right? Next, name the Indian naval ship that has saved the Marshall Island flagged MV Genco Picardy following a drone attack in the Gulf Aden in the January 2024. We are seeing that Houthis attack in the Red Sea, right? We are seeing that in the Gulf area there is a fight basically going on. Even USA and UK fired multiple rockets there, correct? So question asked here is that which was the Indian naval ship that saved the Marshall Island flagged MV Genco Picardy from the drone attack in the Gulf Aden in January 2023? What was the name of that Indian naval ship? It is INS Vishakhapatnam. Next, which company okay, from this question only, tell me the name of the insurance company, right? They have stopped providing insurances to the vessels or these ships that take their containers from one location to another. So they have banned the insurance of those vessels who will be trading along this area where the fight is going on, right? So what is the name of that insurance company? I have told you, this is your homework. Let me know in the comment section. Next, which company has recently introduced the first pure EV architecture called Active.EV? It is Tata Motors, right? Tata Motors introduced their first pure electric vehicle architecture called Active.EV, which will be the future portfolio of various electric vehicles such as Punch, Sierra, Harrier, etc. Next, which of the following portal or foundation have recently signed a tripartite MOU with National Farmers Welfare Program Implementation Society to accelerate artificial intelligence driven transformation in the agriculture sector? Which are those institutions? That is India AI and Vadvani Foundation. They both recently signed an MOU along with whom? Along with NFW PIS, so that the use of artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT devices, sensor based learning, right, then use of drones in the agriculture for spraying purpose can be enhanced, and we can make our agriculture sector more advanced and more output can be generated from it. Next, Prime Minister Narendra Modi released 6 special commemorative postage stamps dedicated to the Sri Ram Janam Bhoomi temple in Dash. So, where is this Sri Ram Janam Bhoomi temple located? Indirectly, this is the question asked. It is in Ayodhya, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi released the special commemorative stamp for the same. And on this commemorative collection, it comprises of 6 different stamps, right? Mark this also. So, 6 different stamps were launched. Next, according to statistics published by Future Industries Association in January, National Stock Exchange of India Limited emerged as the world's largest derivative exchange in 2023 in terms of the number of contracts traded for the 5th consecutive year, right? So for the 5th consecutive year, NSE has emerged as the world's largest derivatives exchange in the terms of the numbers of contracts traded, and it is for the 5th consecutive time. Right? Next, which banks or which organization recently invested 486 crore rupees in Sustainable Energy Infrastructure Trust for India Project Meridian? Right? For India Project Meridian, this project, recently which bank or organization they contributed or they invested 486 crore rupees in this Sustainable Energy Infrastructure Trust bonds? Right? Which is that organization or which is that bank? It is Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank. They invested this amount. Next, RBI's Economic Activity Index has now cast India's GDP growth rate at 7% for the third quarter of 23-24, that is from October 2023 till December 2023. Right? That is 7%. Next, right option, option 1. Next, Government of India, they formed a high-level committee under the chairmanship of Dash to examine administrative measures aimed at protecting the interest of the most disadvantaged groups within scheduled caste like Madigas. So recently, Rajiv Gauba, right? Government of India, they formed a high-level committee, and this committee was under the chairmanship of Rajiv Gauba, and this committee will examine the measures for protecting the rights of the disadvantaged groups within the scheduled castes. Next, Ministry of Heavy Industries constituted a committee under the chairmanship of Dash to examine the demand for including more components in PLI scheme for automobile and auto component industry. So under this PLI scheme for automobiles and auto component industry, recently Ministry of Heavy Industries, they recently constituted a committee that was chaired by Hanif Qureshi, and this committee will be suggesting of including more components that will be in the PLI scheme. Under this PLI scheme, incentives are provided to various companies when they reach the desired quota for that year. Next, when was the 19th National Disaster Response Force Raising Day observed across India? So on 19th of January every year we observe National Disaster Response Force Raising Day, and this year in 2024 it was the 19th edition. Next, which company has recently become the first Indian jewelry brand to join ONDC? Right? If you have seen Paytm, if you use Paytm, then you must have seen where you scan your code. Just right to next, there is an option for ONDC, right? On this ONDC platform, you can go and buy and sell multiple products such as your various e-commerce platform, right? This is a e-commerce platform of basically we can say for the government, right? ONDC, Open Network for Digital Commerce. So recently, which company recently became the first Indian jewelry brand that has joined ONDC? It is Senco Gold and Diamonds. Senco Gold and Diamonds, it became the first jewelry brand in India that has joined ONDC network. Next, President of India Draupadi Murmu ma'am conferred with the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar 2024 to how many children? So a total of 19 children were awarded or conferred with Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar 2024. From these 19, 9 boys and 10 girls were awarded. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Director General of Shastra Seema Bal? Daljit Singh Chaudhary has been appointed as the Director General of Shastra Seema Bal. Correct? And he will succeed whom? Rashmi Shukla. Next, Japan's Aerospace Exploration Agency, that is JAXA, they successfully landed the smart lander for investigating moon, that is SLIM, on the lunar surface. With this, Japan became the 5th nation to soft land on the surface of moon. Right? And JAXA is the space agency of Japan. Similar, India, ISRO is the space agency of India. So 5th. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.